know what all those squiggly little things mean, apparently. George is a challenged guy. The unfortunate thing is that he's criminally incompetent, and he's costing people around the world their lives, and he's costing Americans their livelihoods, and he's going to end up costing a lot of Americans who are not in the military their lives because of his bad economic policies and his Medicare reform programs and his tax breaks for the wealthy, etc.
Let's talk about that $70 billion tax package.
Yes. Just passed.
That's a lot of money.
$70 billion. The Republican Congress just pushed through a tax break, and to the average American family, it means you pay $20 less in income taxes next year.
That's going to stimulate the economy.
Well, if you're a millionaire, though, you get $42,000 back.
Okay.
You know, so I guess the issue is we should all be millionaires, I guess, to cash in on that. But again,
that means social programs that are relying on money
don't have it.
That's garbage.
We have huge deficits. We're running massive deficits. The war, this illegal, immoral, lied about war in Iraq is costing us not only money but lives of our brave young men and women who are doing what their country's asked them to do, even though, in my opinion, what the country's asked them to do is the wrong thing. And I don't know. If we don't stand up and do something now, what is left of our tattered democracy could very well disappear.
It very well could. I wanted to mention about this $70 billion tax package too, that Bill Nelson voted for it, which I felt was pretty shocking.
I'm very curious about that, because actually I think Bill Nelson is a pretty good guy to have up there, but why he would vote for that package,
I don't know.
I don't understand that one.
Says Democrat Senators Bill Nelson, Florida, Ben Nelson, Nebraska, and Mark Pryor, Arkansas, voted for it.
Well,
I don't know.
Bill
I'd
needs
like
to be
ask him, what's his rationale?
He needs to be asked about that.
Good question. Now, if it was a choice between Bill Nelson and Katherine Harris, who would you vote for? What were you saying about Katherine Harris?
Well, I have to say, in a way, I feel sorry for her, because she got chewed up and used by the Republicans. She was the darling of the party because they convinced her to help throw a presidential election.
Yeah.
And she thought that they were going to award her with all these accolades and support her. And 4 years ago, she was going to run for the Senate, and they begged her not to, saying, please don't do it this time. It'll affect the presidential election, and we'll support you next time. Well, it is next time now, and poor Katherine, who, I hope she seeks the kind of help I'm sure she needs mentally,
there are drugs for that.
There's something out there, but she was chewed up and used by the Republican Party, which has a real habit of eating their own after they have used them for what they want to use them for.
Kind of like cannibalism, I guess. I mean, in a sense, use her, abuse her, and eat her up and spit her out. And that's what they did. It's because of her that Bush is in the White House.
It is. He lost by over 1 million popular votes.
So they owed her something.
Yeah. That's one type of reform I would like to see immediately. I would like to see us get rid of the Electoral College completely.
Yes.
It makes absolutely no sense. It was done at a time when there was not electronic communication, and it made sense in the 1700s and maybe the 1800s.
With the horse and buggies and all that.
But how about whoever gets the most votes gets the office?
Like in other countries.
Yes.
And also the way we vote should be consistent. Isn't it, I think it's Oregon or Washington that votes via mail? Everybody, and they count the pieces of paper. It's like absentee voting.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I think it's Oregon or Washington, one of those states. But they need to get rid of the Diebold voting machines that don't have a paper trail. And Diebold, of course, is the same company that makes ATMs, which you always do get a little slip from the bank. So they do know how to make paper.
That's true.
And it does show your balance. Let's try and take a call for the heck of it. We'll see. We may have some technical difficulties. Hello there. Okay. Hello there.
Hey, Christy, how are you guys tonight?
Chyrisse, pronounced Chyrisse.
Oh, Chyrisse, I'm sorry.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi. Oh, finally Friday, guys.
It's Friday, yes.
Well, back to your little comment about Barbara Bush. I thought that was hilarious, just to tell you. But have you ever seen the movie The Lord of the Rings?
Yes.
Well, Chyrisse, you look...
Okay.
Oops.
Technical difficulty.
Whoopsie.
It sounds like we're being invaded.
War of the Worlds.
I know. Hello there.
Hello, Chyrisse. Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
I just wanted to call in and tell you that I am disagreeing with you.
That's fine.
I was actually part of African Americans for Bush, and I just feel like he has done some really good things for the black community.
Are you serious?
I do. Like he got, Condoleezza Rice.
She was buying shoes on Thursday during Hurricane Katrina. Do you know that? Bush was on vacation playing the guitar in California. They did not respond to Hurricane Katrina at all.
But, people do need shoes.
Do you think that Condoleezza Rice represents the black community?
I believe she do. And
Okay. You're entitled to your
Powell,
opinion.
they have done a lot. And, a lot of neighborhoods, they have gone in and they have fixed them. And they have just done a lot. And I think it is...
Well, they fixed elections. They're good at that. I don't know about fixing neighborhoods.
What about Colin Powell? Did you like? I had great respect for Colin Powell, and he's come out pretty seriously against Bush and his presidency and the war in Iraq. And I respect the man myself. Do you feel that
They used him.
Colin Powell?
I feel that he is correct. I do not agree with the war.
Oh, good.
I do not agree with that. I just believe that a lot of decisions have been made that have been incorrect. But I do feel that overall he has been good for the black community.
Okay, well, if you believe that.
I'm just shocked because
I don't see it. But
when they keep cutting social problems, it hits the middle class and the lower class, and I don't see how he's done anything for civil rights.
And barring black people from voting.
Exactly. Tracy just said a lot of the black voters, they couldn't even vote in the elections. They purposefully blocked them.
Their names from
Yeah, like the felon list. Exactly, you're right.
I am aware that some of that does happen. When I went to vote,
you like about him?
I was actually sent to 2 different places.
What is it that he's done that's so good? I mean, I don't get it.
Well, look what he's doing in New Orleans.
What is he? Nothing's going on. Halliburton is basically they're rebuilding, and they've been gouging the Americans, the taxpayers.
look what he did in New Orleans when the hurricane hit. Nothing.
Nothing. He waited a week. He was playing.
People were dying, and
They're still finding bodies.
We couldn't even. The government's response. They couldn't even get water to those poor people that were stuck in that football stadium there. Do you know, though, that Walmart was able to drive trucks right into the city and deliver things, but our government couldn't?
Well, the National Guard was too busy in Iraq. They didn't have enough people to go over there, too.
But, if you see some good, you're certainly entitled to your opinion, and I guess I'm happy that somebody sees some good. I personally don't, but you certainly have a right to your opinion.
To start up African Americans for Catherine Harris also. And I just thought it was disrespectful what you were saying earlier.
Okay. Well, we were having a little fun, but
I think it's disrespectful how they chewed her up and tossed her out, personally.
Yeah.
So,
about Catherine Harris?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that they've been very, very rough on her. I don't think she's competent to hold the office that she's running for, but she was led on, in my opinion, by the Republican Party, and they got what they wanted out of her. They got her to help with that first election process, and I think they've been pretty negative to her since then. I think that's an unfortunate thing for her.
Yeah. Well, thank you for calling.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
I'm shocked.
I'm
I'm suffering cognitive dissonance here.
That's a new one, but everybody
Yeah.
has different opinions
Yeah,
on things.
well.
That's a good thing.
I just don't see it.
I can't think. The only thing good I can think of to say about George Bush is that he's not here right now.
That's a positive spin. Welcome to Film Forum.
Hi, Chyrisse. Hi, Bob.
Hi,
Hi.
how you doing?
Pretty good.
Heath?
I had a question for Bob.
Sure.
I was thinking maybe we should be dealing with Bush right now because since
Okay.
all of the gas prices are already high and
Mm-hmm.
the oil prices going to get worse and worse when time develops. So I was wondering what your opinion was on that.
Well, I think that right now, today, is the gas is probably going to be cheaper than it's ever going to be for the rest of your life. It's going to get way out of control. The Bush administration has repeatedly objected to raising the fleet mileage standards for cars produced in this country. And we've actually encouraged small businesses to buy Humvees by making available a $75,000 tax deduction that they can use on purchasing Humvees and vehicles like that. We have no energy policy. What we do have as a remnant of an energy policy was formed in secret with Dick Cheney and the oil company people, and they won't even release who was at that meeting or what went on. And so we have an energy policy that is driven by the people that are making the big profits off of gasoline. We need to look into alternative fuels and different technologies. The country of Brazil right now is independent and doesn't even use gasoline. They have ethanol production, et cetera,
From sugar.
Because
I'm not for ethanol from corn because it takes a lot of energy just to produce it, plus it takes a lot of farmland too.
Right. But they do sugar, that's correct.
Sugar's fine.
And the engines
In fact,
are from
we
Detroit.
should import ethanol from Brazil since they have so much.
There's a tariff, though, against that. Our
need to-
government has a tariff against that.
Oh, but we need to get rid of that tariff.
We need to be sensible. This country we consume about 40%
It's okay to
of
go
all
to
the-
war with the Saudis, or not the Saudis, but the Middle Easterners,
Right.
but we can't import ethanol from Brazil.
Well, we don't get to use any of our military hardware if we do that. But you're right. We
Go
have
shoot
very
the rainforest
irresponsible
people.
policy, and I think that the long-term planning is not there. It's not going to be there. We have an oil man sitting in the White House, and it's a tragedy, and we're all going to pay dearly for it. There's no easy answers.
Have you noticed 2000, Bush got into office as 2006. When I would gas up my car in 2000, it was $16. Now it's $35. It has doubled in 6 years. Don't you think there's a correlation?
Well, Exxon made the largest profit ever recorded in the history of the earth for any corporation in any country ever at any time. Their first quarter profit was the largest ever done. And we give them tax breaks. We give tax breaks to the oil companies, and they say, well, we can't control the price of gasoline. It's market forces. Well, their market forces are going right into their bank accounts. I mean, they could do something, and they're not doing it.
You know, how much profit is enough? I don't think it's ever enough for these corporations.
Apparently not.
Yeah, I mean, I used to think that, let's say, a company makes, let's say, 20% profit or whatever, but it's like, 3,000%, or what could it be? I don't know. When is enough? When is it enough?
And it apparently is never enough. But your question is a good question. I don't think we're going to get an easy answer under this administration, and it's going to take a long time. The American people are going to suffer. The world is going to suffer because of our lack of planning.
Well, the world hates us right now.
Pretty much. That's one of the outcomes of the Bush administration. The rest of the world either hates us or they laugh at us.
Wow.
You know,
That's not saying
I
much.
think I'd rather have them hate us than laugh at us, but I think that somewhere between the two, that's where most of the rest of the world deals with.